Hey, Tony Gassins here, popping in. Let me see here really quick. Now, first things first, tell every single man you know to get on datestingapp.com. Y'all text them, even your ex-boyfriend, ex-husband that you want to see happy so he can stop stressing you out. Send him the Destiny app. He gonna cuss you out for sending it to him, but just tell him, hey, God bless you. Just want to be a blessing to you, playboy. Hop on Destiny app. We loading on up over there. You got some amazing folks on there. And y'all just be patient with us because we building it out around the world. So your area may not have a lot of people, so you could turn on the long distance. I know some of y'all bougie and want to be able to meet somebody in person, but to be honest with you, in this day and age, long distance might be better to start out. And then if y'all fall in love, one of y'all can make the move. But so for right now, keep that in mind because we bootstrapping it. We don't have funding from no major company or anything like that where people be raising that 7 million, 10 million, 20 million. So everything coming out of my pocket. And I'm just fortunate to have a great co-founder who is also very developmentally technical on that side of the web. So we able to get this thing off the ground. But gonna take a community effort. A lot of single men in your phone and in your family that you can't be with. So go and invite them too. So we have as many good men as we do good women. But wanting to touch on this, and we definitely will not be inviting Marcellus Wiley to the app. Just got a lot going on with the emotional intelligence being lacking, regardless of what the woman has done or what have you. As a man and as a leader, you got to be emotionally intelligent enough to walk away. We are, as men, the stronger vessel. And I don't believe we're stronger in every area, but physically, we definitely are the stronger vessel. And as a man, you got to be able to walk away. You got to be able to call the police on her if the police need to be called on her. So she has come out and said that he has R-word her. And the facts and stuff like this, like what's reported, does not really matter. So when we talk about this stuff, it's really about looking at it from the outside looking in and just taking the lessons from the incident in general, not about him, not about her, not about what has been reported as facts, because there's three sides to every story. So she comes out and says that he's done this, this, and this. And then he comes out and says she's done this, this, and this. And nobody knows other than them and God what the truth is. So me making a point based on what's been reported is not very wise because we don't know what's true and what's not. The point that I want y'all to learn with this stuff, and when we see this stuff in the media, is you have to, in your life, this is about you in your life, you have to be careful with how a person makes you feel, how a person makes you respond, meaning what a person pulls out of you. Some people can make you better, people can make you worse. Somebody can pull the best out of you and help you grow, help you elevate, help you mature. And somebody could just always pull the worst out of you. And that is a reality that a lot of people don't realize and understand. Like, for example, I am a completely different man with my wife than I was with the woman right before her. Because the woman right before her loved confrontation and she loved poking the bear. My wife hates confrontation. She hates poking the bear. So therefore, me and my wife, I want y'all to understand this. Me and my wife will never have a problem unless I start it. Ain't that something? That's crazy, ain't it? I am the problem. Anytime we have a problem, it's me. Like anytime we have an argument or riff, I started it. The only thing my wife will do is she'll get slick out the mouth. Like she say stuff sometimes too harsh or too direct. But I realized that's just her personality. She was talking to our 19-year-old yesterday, and a lot of the stuff she was saying, it was like, it was real, but it was like jabby. It was real jabby. But that's how her dad talks. And then he's Jamaican, and then her mom is very direct. another Jamaican. And so I don't know if it's because English is their second language. And I know y'all English ain't Jamaican. Yeah, patois is their first language, and that's a different language. I don't know if it's because of that or just because where they grew up, just it being rough, it being tough, it being hard, but they very direct, they very real, they very crass, kind of snarky, kind of whatever. And so I realized I can't even take that serious because it's not something that she necessarily means. So I had to take everything she say with a grain of salt because, like, if I listen to how her and her mama talk, I would like not even be with her because me coming from the South and we have to talk a certain way to adults if you want to keep your teeth in your mouth. Like you can't talk us, you can't say everything every kind of way. And so that's what I want you to realize. Whereas with my ex, which is 24 years ago, is or something like that, 23, 22 years ago, was different because all of her sisters had been you and her mama and you. And so she watched all of that and them going through that. So she thought that was love, and that's what she wanted to have. That's what she wanted to recreate, as crazy as it sounds. That's what she admitted. And so that's what you have to realize. Now, so with the Marcellus and them thing, on his side, he's saying she cast spells, do voodoo, all of this. And then she's saying he took it from her, like took it. And that was one of those things. And so, y'all, let me see real quick. Y'all forgive me, the boys program. Hey, thank y'all so much for your support with the boys program. We got this trip, Nashville, this week. We to God be the glory. We barely getting through it, but then we got one more, Chicago. The link is in the description. If the Lord been good to you, if the Lord been good to you, please adopt one of these kids because we got two groups, so 16 and 17-year-olds. 16U, 17U, that's two different teams. And so we got next week, got to get through that. Still ain't booked the hotel, still ain't booked the flights because I'm still raising the fund. And so it's hard. This might be my last summer with this type of program. I'm going to keep the program going, but we probably may do like a boys conference or something like that next summer to where they get all kind of different little lessons and different speakers and things like that, have some good food, stuff like that. I don't know. It's no such thing as a positive rapper, really. I was about to say, may do a little concert for them, but all the rappers' music is trash. And so, but we'll do some. So for those y'all who have boys that's 13 to 18, y'all keep that in mind. Send me some ideas. May do something like Orlando, Florida area or something like that, Tampa, Florida area for them. And just give them some tools for life, things of that nature. And maybe do like some Zoom calls and stuff. And you just got to put your foot down and make them get on the Zoom calls and learn and grow. He'll thank you for it later. But back to what I was saying. So he's saying she doing voodoo. She's saying he took it from her. That right there, based on what each of them is saying, it lets you know that's a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for disaster. And that's what I want you to realize and understand. Y'all forgive him. My son texted me. So you have to think about that. And the biggest thing with this is also remember looks compatibility. So you have I heard a man say the makeup of a man is his history plus his biography. And that really means mankind. So the makeup of a human is their history plus their biography. And that's true. In a situation with using them as an example, Marcellus, from what I've seen, now she could look totally different without makeup and stuff, but Marcellus is not on her looks level. And so there's not really, and I'm a matchmaker. I got a matchmaking call in 41 minutes with one of my clients in my matchmaking program. I know what Black women are looking for, and they don't describe Marcellus Wiley. Maybe just in height, but not in features and all of that. And so it's nothing about him that a Beverly Hills housewife gonna want. And just the reality of it. Now, every woman will want him as a NFL player. And that's what these women do. They like the athletes, they like the TV people, they like that kind of stuff. And so the crazy part about it is I just seen not only with him and his wife, but I thought it was something else that he was in trouble for and he was being investigated on or something like that. And I just saw a little brief snippet of him talking about the lies and the allegations and all of that. It's like at the end of the day, bro, everybody not lying. Everybody not lying. You keep coming up in the allegations, it's some truth to it because you're not Bill Gates. You're not Jeff Bezos. Like if women just out here making stuff up, they'll be making it up by me. Like, why not come attack my brand? Why not come lie on me? You know why women just don't wake up and lie all the time? Because it's so easy to prove a lie. It is so easy to prove a lie. Like, if a woman comes and say, Tony Gas R word me, like, okay, where the text message at? Like, where did we ever see each other? Where was our phone pinging off the same pole? Like, where was, what date did this happen? Like, when was this? Where was I? Where my flight at? Where my gas at? Where my car at? Like, where my phone was pinging off that day? Like, okay, where the bodily damage? Where the fluid? Where the, you see what I'm saying? Like, they'll be able to see, do this woman even got my phone in her phone? Like, do I got her number in my phone? Like, do we have, they're gonna pull the records. What was we texting? So guess what? Every time that man called that woman called that man, all that's coming out in court. Like, all that come out. So you can't really lie that much. Like the other lady who just came out and they proved her wrong. I said she was lying on the man. That does happen. The athlete, is it Stephon Diggs? So that was a situation to where she went and started telling some lies. So the lies do happen. It do happen, but typically it's when a woman is vindictive. She got a reason. So it could be lying. But I think I heard him say something else about he was fighting on some other allegation with somebody totally different. And that's what I mean. If people keep saying the same thing about you, or people keep bringing you up and stuff, then eventually there's going to be some truth in there, because people just ain't out here just making up stuff all the time for no reason. And as crazy and as outlandish the stuff is against P. Diddy, it's like they found him guilty and that man had to go to prison. And so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, sometimes the stuff be true, but what you have to realize is on a much smaller level, if you're not a celebrity, you're not a public figure and all of that, you're not out there. What you have to realize is that you have to y'all forgive me, boys program, it's too much on me, man. And it's a lot. So This is what you got to realize and understand. If you dealing with a person, and I'm gonna tell you, like the first sign is gonna be debate team. You get with somebody, y'all go on a date, and that first date, y'all debating. Second date, third date, y'all debating. Like y'all can't agree to disagree. Like y'all just got to get y'all opinion out. Y'all not meant to be. Y'all are not meant to be. Like me and my wife didn't start a debate until probably 10 years into the relationship, when she really, really, really got comfortable with me, and she felt a safe space where she could express her mind and say all of this and that. And it wasn't that she didn't feel safe before, it just was, what is it worth? Like, why are we arguing over the grass is green, the sky is blue? And that's what some couples, a lot of personalities, they will argue over that. And I'm gonna tell you something now. And just like I told y'all about the women that's online doing a lot of talking, the same applies for us men. We can be hell in a relationship. And I'm using hell not as a cuss word, but in the literal sense. We can be hell in a relationship. I talk for an hour on here with no notes. Do you really want to go back and forth with me? Do you really want to be in a debate with me? No, you don't. Because 9 out of 10 times you're going to lose. I talk for a living. I make points for a living. The same thing with Marcellus Wiley. He is a talking head. And the boy is smarter than me. I think that's the one who went to that blue school, light blue school at the Columbia, if I'm not mistaken. You do not want to be in a relationship with a quote unquote narcissistic talking head who went to Columbia. If that's the same guy I'm thinking about, you finna lose. And if a man is on that red pill side of things, he is going to be a terror. He's going to be a nightmare. And just by the statement that he released, I can tell, as just being a man, with him coming out and making them allegations against her and saying all that stuff, saying, because basically he dropping bombs, because he said that the woman was in an affair with her pregnant best friend's husband. If that wasn't already known, which I don't see how it couldn't have already been known if y'all didn't hear about it, because y'all sent me about this. And I got my one of my assistants doing some research right now on the Nolan kid situation, because I try to get some facts together on what they got. But even that is like, none of this stuff is facts, and that's what y'all don't realize. Like, I try to tell y'all that, because a lot of times y'all be like, oh, they said this, they said that. That's all you did was read it. You don't know if that's true or not. Like, that's what they said. But the reason why I have that stance is because I am a celebrity life coach, and I have been in the trenches, in the situation with a celebrity, and their headline comes out and none of it is true, because I was there. I was in it. I saw what happened. I know exactly what happened. I talked to both parties. I know exactly what happened. And what is being reported is none of it is true, but the entire world is taking it as true, or at the most 50% of it is true. And so me being in that situation, that's why I try to tell y'all, don't go back and forth with me in no comments, because you ain't never been in the trenches that I've been in. All you have access to are the headlines and what you read in an article. And until it is absolutely proved without a reasonable doubt, you do not know what happened. And so that's why I say this ain't no gossip page where we talking about the person and just the exact situation. We pulling from the lessons and from the things that are clear. So the thing that are clear is what she said he did, what he said she did, and then him being a public facing brand and being a talking head. You could see his energy, his attitude, his style, who he is, his character, his personality. You could see all of that in his videos. And so therefore, and I have watched a handful of them, because he always reporting on the latest stuff that happening in the news. And with a lot of personality, big personality, and I, just being a man, know that he would be a handful in a relationship. And so I say that to say, you have to look at that, and you got to be mindful of that. Don't get caught up in a person's job title. Don't get caught up in their height, in the money they done made, and all of those things. You have to look at their personality type, because if it's one thing if y'all oil and water, you don't even mix. That oil and water is better than fire and gasoline. That's what I mean. It's a lot of people that they are aflame and the other person is a aerosol can, a combustible, highly inflammable. And then they get together and the sex is amazing. And so they say, oh, we got chemistry. But any of y'all ever been in a chemistry lab in school and seen that explosion? It's certain things you mix together in chemistry will blow up in your face. And that's what you have to understand. And that's what you got to be mindful of. Do y'all go together? Like, are you a fit? Like a fish in water? Like, are you a fit? And if you're not a fit, you got to acquit. So that's what's happening is these people getting together. And here's the thing. Not saying that Marcellus is ugly because I can't judge a man. But what I'm saying is when you are a woman and you are, I think that sister is a anesthetist. And guess what? She also not thirsty. Because I tried to DM her and tell her, hey, you know, I'm a celebrity relationship coach here for y'all. Whatever y'all at to work out, need to talk. The message came back to me. This person can't receive everybody DM. They don't receive everybody DM. If they don't follow you or whatever it is. So guess what? It's a lot of people that got that turned on. You ain't got to follow them. They ain't got to follow you, and you get that DM through. So for her not to be able to receive the DM, that let me know she ain't thirsty. She ain't out here thirst trapping in the sense to where she waiting on Drake to DM her, because everybody can't DM her. And so that's another assessment. Do I think she innocent? Absolutely not, because like attracts like. So if Marcellus is the type of man that will take it from her, like she said he did, then she got to be the type of woman to be with that type of man. Because a man that will do something like that, he has a certain energy and he has a certain personality. So if what she is saying is true, she had to see that in the first 6 to 12 months and chose to stay with him, and could have stayed with him for the headlines, could have stayed with him because they was on that show. And I saw people in the comments saying they was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I ain't know nothing about that. I don't watch that kind of shows. I ain't know nothing about that. But again, you go on there as a couple, that has implications in its own. It's basically saying y'all are broke, or y'all are clout chasing, or y'all want to be famous. Y'all relationship is a business. Because I'll be honest with you, like me and my wife have had opportunities to have reality shows and stuff like that, and we shy away from it. We shy away from it because it's one of those situations of like almost every couple other than Rev Run and his wife, almost every couple that get on there start having marital issues. And Rev Run and his wife could have had a lot of marital issues that just never came out. Like they old school, so they're not gonna put all their business out there. They not Twitter fingers. And Rev Run got a lot to lose, so he probably won't put in no chokehold or nothing like that, like some of these other men will do. But like Hulk Hogan them and all these other couples, the Vince and Tamar and all these other couples that went on TV, their relationship end. And just like this couple, their relationship is done and they went on TV. So it's like a curse taking your relationship and your business and putting it out there. And that's unfortunate, but that's how it works. So the same thing in a regular everyday relationship, you got to look at it and see what is this person, what is this person doing to where, like, what do they want out of this? And a lot of times when people get with you and all they and date 3, y'all talking business by how y'all could be a power couple like Sarah and Tori Roberts. Look at all the scrutiny and all that they going through. Like Sarah, good or bad, whether she a good or bad person, which obviously the world thinks she a good person because that woman Evolve Conference be sold out. So, and I wouldn't expect that many women to not have discernment. So she must be a good person. And look, she can't even rest. She can't even rest because her and her husband stay in the headlines in some negativity because of him leaving his ex-wife. Like nobody talk about her having to divorce her ex-husband. And And so just like that, like nobody talk about that, but everybody talk about how he divorced his wife. And that right there is just a clear indication of what I mean when you come together for the wrong reasons. Like you can't even rest, because a relationship, everybody say a relationship is a business, but it's not supposed to be. Like God want love. Like God want us to be in love. God don't care about how big our brand is, how big our business is. Like, are we an empire together? That's not God. That's not God reason for marriage. God reason for marriage is so that you get out of sin, so that you can avoid sexual immorality, so that you could lock in and focus and be a citizen of Christ. Like be somebody who can be a child of God, be a witness, be an example. If your whole goal is how big of a brand can we be, how much of a power couple can we be, you missing the mark. You are missing the mark. That's not what it's intended to be. And I know this because I've been married 19 plus years, and I'm living and seeing and experiencing what I have, and then also able to look at what other people have. And being one of the top relationship coaches in the world, I get to pull the curtain back and see what it really is. And I'm telling you, every couple that are a brand together as a couple, they struggling. They go through a lot, because when you put your relationship on Front Street, you're going to be attacked. You're going to go through a lot of spiritual warfare, because that's not the purpose of it. That's not the goal of it. So me and my wife, we'll have spiritual warfare because I'm a public speaker. I'm out there, I'm public facing brand, but our relationship is not being marketed and monetized and all of that. So we don't go through any warfare because of those things. But if we start a podcast together, we go on tour together, and people always be like, Tony, can your wife speak? Can your wife speak? And because people love to watch a show, like people love to get in your business, people love to see stuff. And when you do that, you expose your relationship. And so a lot of times people talk about oversharing online. It's different if you just one person and you oversharing, and you can handle it, and you know what you're doing and what you're talking about and the reason why you're doing it. But now if you oversharing with your business, like I told you, I was working in the group home from 22 to 27, age 22 to 27, and the lady I was working with, and she said, Tony, I tell my 3 kids, treat your relationship like a house. Lock your doors. And don't let everybody in your business. I say, man, that's deep. And I took and I used that concept and I added to it. Cut your grass so you can see the snakes. Pay your dues so that you don't lose your home. And close your blinds unless you want some sunshine. And so when you treat your relationship like a house, you protect your relationship. And somebody, we had a misinformed, low vibrational plate on here, and was like, oh, Tony, you talking about that man in Hawaii, and you said yourself you'll kill somebody about talking about Cherie Gaskin. And it's like, yes, dummy, because the man and his wife is a public spectacle. They are a power couple. They marketing their relationship. They using their relationship for advancement. So they want to be spoke on. They trying to be that. The reason why I'll slit your throat by Cherie Gasson, because she's not trying to be public. She's not trying to sell love. She's not trying to be a power couple. So that's why I slit your throat by her, because she mind her business as a wife and a mom. And that's her priority. She's not trying to be famous. So if you come for her, you absolutely right. I will come for you, and you will not see sunshine after I get hands on you. And I will go to prison with a smile on my face, point blank, period. But when couples are coming out here trying to market themselves, then they invite the scrutiny. They invite the analyzation. They invite that. But I'm not finna speak on somebody's wife who she minding her business and she doing her, and she not trying to be seen. She's not trying to be out there. She's not trying to be famous. And she's not representing anything negative, anything toxic. She's just living her life. It's no need to speak on her. But if you're trying to make money off of your relationship as a power couple and you sending the wrong message, it is my duty to open the eyes of the blind, to let the people who God has not given a certain level of discernment, to make them aware of it. And so it's a lot of times where God shows me something in the spiritual realm that I speak on, and people would be like, Tony, I never even looked at it like that till you said something. I used to follow this person and follow that person and do this and do that until you said something. And then when you said something, it opened my eyes and I started to look and I started to realize you was right. That's my job, to protect the body of Christ. That's my job, to shine a light in the darkness, to illuminate, to show people what the devil is doing, because not everybody has the same spiritual gifts. Not everybody can see the same. God don't give everybody the same vision. So when he gives some of us a vision and he shows us things, it's our job to cry out loud from the mountaintop so that everybody else know. And it ain't about judging. It's about Wi-Fi acting up today, so y'all forgive me. It's about call and say not. Point blank period. That's what it is about. So you have to realize and understand that this is not going to be a situation for everybody to understand. You have to take and look at your life. So everything you see in the media, you take, you see that, you spot that, and then you say, hey, let me take and see what I can learn from this. Let me look at these personality types, watch the videos because they public figures. Let me see what they personality types. So if you're a woman, you study the personality type of the man. If you're a man, you study the personality type of the woman. You see the spontaneous combustion of their relationship. What happened? What blew up? How it happened? So now when you get on datingtheapp.com and you start dating and you're meeting people, you start to be able to tell, are we fire and ice? Like, are we peanut butter and jelly? Are we oil and water? Are we lighter fluid and a match? And so you start to be able to tell who is for you and who's not. And see, the thing about it is you'll get with somebody and they'll be so sexy to you that you will ignore that all y'all do is debate. All y'all do is disagree. All y'all do is go back and forth, and then you get in the bed. You get in the bed and it's fireworks. And you like, whoa, whoa, that's what I need. Yeah. And then that bedroom distorts you. It blinds you. It heals all of them arguments and all that resentment that you done built up from just having a debate all day. And that's why marriages fail, because people are focused on the wrong type of chemistry. People focused on sexual chemistry. I hear so many women say, I need to know how big it is. I need to know if he good in bed. So many men say, I need to know if she good in bed. I need to listen. I'm telling you right now, that do not matter. That does not matter. At the end of the day, the woman gonna go through menopause. The man gonna go through impotency, and you're not gonna be able to have sex forever. And the time that you can have it, it's like both of y'all could get a release, and in different ways to get a release, and just going through the act and exchanging body fluids and the oxytocin spike, it's still gonna feel good. And if the man thing little, he, his other, you know what I'm saying? If the woman is a dead fish, his other, it's like that's gonna be okay. And that's a trick of the enemy to get you out of alignment with God, to get you into the bedroom exploring, and then you end up with a disease, or you end up with a spiritually transmitted disease, and then you end up moving forward with this person because you don't want to keep adding bodies, but then y'all are not compatible, relatable, and then you get married and the marriage ends because you built it a mansion on the sand because you wanted sexual chemistry instead of emotional and spiritual chemistry. And that's what you have to come to a realization of. So, and then the other thing is, ladies, don't date a man that's gonna compete with you. Don't date down. Like when I say don't just focus on looks, and when I say give a man a chance, I'm not talking about him being ugly to you. I'm just saying he might not be 6'4". You know, he might not look just like Idris Elba or Morris Chestnut or whoever is your celebrity crush, but he's not unattractive. He's not ugly internally, externally, and his money may not be all the way there and all of that, but he still is a good person. So that's what I want you to realize and understand. And it ain't always going to be easy to do, but need you to get to that place to where you could do that. And once you get to that place and you get that understanding, you realize what's possible, what need to be done, then now you able to move with wisdom. And this is hard. It's hard, but you got to choose. You got to choose. Like you got to ask yourself, what do I want? Peace or amazing sex? Like, and well, why can't I have both? That's not how it works. Everybody don't. You never get everything. You never get everything. And they don't mean that it'll be terrible sex, but what I'm saying is just it ain't always gonna be the best. Like it ain't always gonna be fireworks. You know, it just that's just the thing. And so if you want peace, and so that's the thing. Like, do you gotta ask yourself, do I want to be with a Jezebel spirit, or do I want to be with a cool, calm, collected spirit? And so, like the ladies who promote being all that amazing in the bed, majority of the time they have a Jezebel spirit. And you know what that Jezebel spirit is? They are vindictive. They'll slit your throat. Like they want to get video of you, get recordings of you, to where whenever you fall out of line, they will destroy your whole life. And yeah, they were sucking and ducking all day long, but it's a price to pay. So now when you lose all your endorsement deals, you lose all your money, you lose your job, you lose your kids, you lose your family, you lose your friends, you lose your name, you lose your reputation. Was that wild, buck wild sex worth it? Whereas a woman who is cool, calm, and collected, she will most likely be a variation of that in the bedroom. Cool, calm, and collected. Like a lot of people don't understand the through line and the personality type. So a personality is typically, there are exceptions to the rule, but you'll die looking for that exception to the rule. But so typically a person's personality outwardly will be the same behind closed doors. Like, so if you want a woman who has not slept around a lot, guess what that means? She don't have a lot of experience. And if you want a woman who has slept around a lot, so she have a lot of experience and she knows all the tricks, guess what? She has a lot of spirits in her. She has a lot of soul ties. She has a lot of demons that she's fighting. So she had to pay tolls. She was on the wrong road. And she has paid so many tolls to be able to suck the way she sucks. to be able to flip and toss and turn and do those things, she had to go through the ringer. She had to be used, to be abused. She had to be dumped on. She had to become a bucket to learn those tricks. And that's what men do not think about. And I would rather a man get with a woman who is so lame and tame and boring in the bed and develop a relationship and chemistry with her and become the man that she is comfortable with and she grows with and she's able to relax with. And she may be a virgin. She may have only been with one person, two person, five person, whatever it is, but she's able to relax. Like, yeah, a woman could say, hey, she been with five guys, but if it happened before the age of 30, it's a likelihood the men didn't know what they were doing in the bed either. So they basically were just two dead fish, just kind of pretty much laying there. And so it's not like just because a woman has been with five guys or even 10 guys that she's finna be this expert. Y'all fail to realize that the women who be talking like sexual experts, like Corinne Steffens, who they call Superhead, was with thousands of men, at the minimum hundreds. And so that's what you have to realize and understand. Like, it's a lot. Y'all gotta forgive me. Right, my wife. We got the Miller thing. Oh my God. True. Thank y'all for the support. So realize and understand that. And it's a lot of caveats and nuances, but at the same time, it's always going to be a through line. It's always going to be a through line to where you can learn and you can piece it all together. And so when I'm speaking on this stuff, and it's a lot of people who just are idiots and don't get it. It's like this is the stuff that we got to talk about, because these are the things that shape our belief system and shape our narrative, like the world we live in, the things that we look at, the things that we see. And so we have to realize and understand that. And once you realize that, my internet acting up today because I see it was a thunderstorm. I'm like, why the internet keep acting up? But that's why. And so that's what you have to get to the point to where you know and understand and you able to assess the situation for what it is. You able to look and see, okay, this where we at with it. This where we at with it. Man, I forgot my wife got a massage. So maybe I could do it. I got 2 o'clock. And so take that in consideration, get that in your spirit, process that, sit with it, don't let it go over your head. And again, to remember, don't get so caught up in the gossip, like in all the stuff. Extract the lessons from it. And the last thing I'll say too on the looks compatibility situation is don't, and I'm not saying as a man, I'm not saying that his wife is like so gorgeous or anything like that, because I can't even really, see her. And I'm not saying that he's ugly. But what I'm saying is you have to make sure that you looks compatible. You got to make sure that this is somebody that you would be attracted to in middle school, in high school, both ways. You don't want to be in a situation to where, and so like as I'm looking at them, what she represents, and I'll show y'all what I'm looking at. What she represents on here is a situation where it could be to where he taking and he looking at like she like look like the lips. It could be most likely is filler, her cheeks, chin. So most likely she's into the Botox and the filler. This could very well be a breast augmentation because you see the little pump up there. Could very well be a breast augmentation. Arms for a woman are perfect. So meaning she either very naturally fit, athletic jeans, or she really kills it in the gym, like Pilates, gym, everything. We see no acne, no texture, no nothing. Eyebrows are perfect. Makeup is perfectly applied. Got the sister hair. So got the braids. He is a tall guy. She comes to, her head come to his cheekbone. So she most likely got on heels, but so that means she got some height on her with them heels on. So that represents model-esque. And then when you look at him, for all intents and purposes, he's a normal brother. Like everything that I hit on with her, I can't hit on with him. Like I can't hit on full strong hairline. I can't hit on certain type of features. It just he's not a bad looking brother, but he's just, you see him every day. This look right here, this body right here, you don't see this every day. You like his build, you see that every day. So what I'm saying is, when you get into a situation like that, it could become a competition from the man, and the man could feel like you're out of his league and he has to put you in your place. And if you have any witch vibes in you, which she could have some witchiness in her, it makes it even worse. So even if you are a beautiful angel, that man may try to destroy you. And so that's what you got to realize and understand. You could be a beautiful angel and a man will try to put your light out. He'll try to destroy you. And so therefore, you could be, if you a beautiful devil, he definitely finna try to put your light out. And he may have to get physical with you because he don't understand he fighting a demon. So now the demon in him trying to be stronger than the demon in her, or the angel in him trying to be stronger than the demon in her. And he don't understand he in spiritual warfare, and it gets physical. And so it could become a domination thing. So we can't just brush off what she said about him, our word, her. Can't just brush it off, because it happens even with married couples to where a man takes it from the woman. And that's not right. Like if she don't want to give it, if she don't consent, just because that's your wife don't mean it's yours. And he said she is his property. And I'm gonna be just honest with you, from the outside looking in, just being a man and just knowing men, I believe it. I believe it. It's unfortunate. And when I don't believe it, I don't believe it. And I tell y'all that. And sometimes women get mad at me. Oh, Tony, you excusing it, man, behavior. But me personally, just looking on the outside, looking in, I can believe that about Marcellus. I believe that he just, his energy, his personality is just very dominant. Like he very outspoken. He very crass. He very straightforward. Nothing about him says passive, docile. It does say weak in the sense of weak in if you will do that to a woman, or if you have to be like that all the time, as far as being so dominant and assertive and opinionated, then that could come from insecurity. It could come from some childhood trauma, or some anger, or some bitterness. And so what she was describing was basically like a guy who was mistreated and overlooked, who grew up as like a big body nerd, like just being overlooked by the ladies, not need, just seen as like big goofy, big clumsy. you know, not really being the ladies' man, not being seen, treated right, and then you get big, you get famous, you get rich, and now these bombshells, these Pilates princess, these Instagram models, Instagram thoughts, these Hollywood princess, these Beverly Hills housewife type women want you, and you resentful. You mad, you angry, you like, why y'all want me now? Back then, you ain't want me. Now I'm hot, you all on me. And it make a lot of men mad. They get angry about that they was overlooked, they was mistreated. It's no different than an athlete who was never ranked top 100 in the country and being overlooked, had to be undrafted and get into the league and got a chip on his shoulder. Like, he's mad, he's angry. I never forget a guy, draft pick number 6, you know, told me when I asked him for a 30-second video from kids I was born at this thing, he said that count didn't check for me when I was in high school, so I ain't checking for them. I ain't doing nothing for them. And I'm like, bro, it ain't even about the count. Like, it's about these kids. Like, bro, you can't do this for the kids. Like, bump the count. Like, it's just about these individual kids. And he said no. Had a chip on his shoulder. And that's the same way these men be in relationships. You've been overlooked. Like, they be mad, they be angry, they be upset. But hey, y'all, got to go. Got my matchmaking call. One of my clients in matchmaking program. Program is closed right now, not for everybody. And honestly, especially in this economy, not for everybody. But God bless you. Keep your head up. Keep going. All the important links are in the description. So check that out. Thank y'all for the support with the Boys Summer Program. So sad because I heard Marcellus promoting the foundation on his thing. And it's like, bro, how you promoting the foundation? I think that was him. And then you going through all of this, bro. Calm down now. Come on now. Your name shouldn't be nowhere to you kind of allegation, bro. Like, give me a call, man. If you're ready to change your life, give me a call, man. Let's get on the phone. I'll help you. I'll give you outside opinion, no holds bar. I'm going to keep it real with you now. That one thing, y'all call me, I'm going to keep it real with you now. I'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But hey, God bless you. Keep your head up. All the important links in the description. We'll talk soon.